Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using PLR as a bonus to promote affiliate products. Now one way you can leverage PLR is to give your prospective buyers an added incentive to purchase a product through your own affiliate link. Now when you're using PLR in this way, what you're going to do is to consider what components you want to use to give them that incentive or to use it as a bonus. Now, what's important to understand is that you want to use PLR with an e-cover. So in other words, if you're going to pick PLR and you're going to use it as your bonus, you want to make sure that it has a 3D image for your buyer to see, because it's easy for your buyer to visualize the value they're getting from that bonus. When there's a 3D image, they really feel like it's almost tangible when they make the decision, yes, I want this additional bonus, yes, I want the product, and yes, I'm really getting something of value. Now here's what that means. Now if you don't have one for the component or product you want to use as a bonus, you want to make sure you create one. If you use Photoshop or some other sales graphics creation software, you definitely want to have one. You have to have that for the bonus really to matter to your customer when they see it. Now here's another consideration. You and I have to make sure that our bonuses are tied closely to the product we're promoting. We have to make sure that the customer sees, again, this relationship between what they're getting and what they're about to buy. In fact, there are going to be some customers, they're going to make their purchase of that affiliate product solely on the basis of the value that you're providing in that bonus. As a result, your buyer has to be interested in the underlying subject matter of the product. You don't want your bonus and the product to be two different things going in two different directions, because that means they're not really interested so much in the product. You want them to keep the product. Now, a relevant bonus helps you in that respect, because at least you know they're interested in the bonus. It's in the same general direction as the product. Now, since this is a bonus and not the actual product, it's ethical to have the buyer opt in to get the content. The reason that's important to say is because it's not necessarily ethical to have your customer opt in for the content they paid for. However, when you are giving a bonus, particularly a bonus that they are getting as an affiliate or something that they're going to get as a result of purchasing through your affiliate link, they're going to get their product right away from the product seller or the vendor. You, on the other hand, are going to give them the opportunity to opt in and to become part of an email marketing list so that you'll know how they bought. And if you haven't captured them onto a particular email marketing list, you'll be able to capture them at that point. Now, this is going to be especially helpful if the buyers are coming from another area. So maybe you're getting them from social media. Maybe you're getting them from some kind of paid traffic. And what it's going to do is it's ultimately going to help you to build your list as you make additional sales. So this process of making sure that you have a bonus, of doing it in a way that is tied to that underlying product, and then having the customer opt in to get it, is an important part, not only to make additional sales, but also to build your email marketing list. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. In conclusion, now, there are some other purposes that your PLR can serve that will help to give you leverage in your business. Of course, you can always repurpose some of your content for social media. This will always give you an edge in terms of being able to provide the people who watch you on social media valuable content. You can also repurpose to different forms of PLR. So in other words, you can turn text into audio, you can turn audio to video, all those things to repurpose things into forms that will give your audience, wherever they are, more content from you in the form they expect. You can always repurpose for blog content. If you are a regular blogger and your audience expects good content, cutting edge content, PLR is a great way to deliver it if you're willing to customize it and give it to your audience in the way that they expect. Everything can be Everything can be repurposed for video content, whether or not it's something you get from a PDF, an audio, even another video can be repurposed for video content that you can make unique for your audience. You can repurpose for podcast content. Now, typically this is going to involve you learning the content or reading the content or having talking points. But the fact that no one's going to see you on camera and you are going to be delivering content to people who have come to listen to you, so you can get knowledge on a topic and bring it to your audience using PLR. Now, you can repurpose some content for published content. Now, you do need to be careful about that. There are filters that will keep out PLR. You have to rewrite PLR, and you can only use it for ideas. You can only use it for inspiration. If you use it word for word and you change word, it's very likely that you could be caught by spam filters and you could be caught by PLR filters with companies like Amazon. So if you choose to use PLR for published content, use it for the ideas and not directly for the line-by-line content. So now in this course, we've discussed 11 different ways to leverage PLR in your online business. Regardless of what kind of business you already run, PLR can help you save time and effort. As you hit any content-based barrier, stop and think whether or not you could use high-quality PLR to bridge the gap. For example, are you going to need to add more value to your product? Well, then you can use PLR to solve that problem. Are you going to write a book? We just talked about that. You can actually use PLR, again, if you're willing to use it for the ideas. Do you need to create more content for your subscribers? You can definitely repurpose PLR of all forms, of all types, in order to deliver content to your subscribers. Would you like to build your authority as a leader in your niche? Well, getting the depth of knowledge in your niche can be as close as the next 3 or 4 PLR products on a particular topic. Do you need to make presentations more informative when you give them? Well, always beef them up with additional PLR. If any of these things sound like something you need to do, you've now seen 11 ways that you can use your PLR to accomplish them. And the good thing about the methods you've been shown is that they can easily be adapted to solve other content and information marketing related roadblocks. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course. Hello and welcome. Now in this over-the-shoulder video, we're going to be talking about resale rights and PLR certificates. You're looking at an actual license on your screen right now. And what we want to do is to go through a couple of these so that you can start to understand what some of the right certificates are going to be. Now, I'm going to go backwards one step before I would have opened up this certificate so you can start looking for the right certificates when you buy a PLR product. So typically, you're going to see a designation. As you can see here, this one says MRR at the end. So you can expect that this is going to be a master resale rights product. I'm going to open up this product and I'm going to actually go ahead and open it up. And what you're going to see is that you're going to see a license here at the end. Sometimes it'll be inside of a folder. Sometimes the folder will be all by itself and it'll say licenses. You will want to take a look at the license so that you can find out what it is you're going to do. Now I'm going to open up the license that we were just looking at. You're going to notice right away that your license is a master resale rights license from this vendor. And again, every vendor is going to do master resale rights differently. And so you have to look at the inside. Now, there is one aspect to this that you will want to take a look at a resale rights agreement before you buy the product to make sure that it's going to be what you need it for. So let's take a look at this agreement. You'll notice that with master resale rights, with this product, that you get to have master resale rights, or to resell with personal use rights. So you don't have to sell with master resale rights or resale rights. You can sell with personal use rights if you want to in some cases. Whenever you're going to do it for resale, you've got to do it for $7 minimum. That's the agreement. You can also add the product to your paid membership site. So again, that's what this vendor is offering. They're allowing you to give it away as a bonus. They're allowing you to edit the sales pages. You are not allowed to edit the contents of the ebooks and the videos. So you'll want to take note of that, because if you were going to either alter it, you were going to add some bumpers to the videos, or you were going to add or slant the content, that's not something that you can do with this master resale rights product. You do not have private label rights. So that means that you can't really take it as your own and put your name on it. You're not given that right any place in this agreement. You are also not given the right to give away the ebook. So you can't use this as a bribe. So if you're going to use this product, it's going to need to be sold for at least $7, or if you're going to have the video package for $17. So again, that's the agreement that you are going to be operating with when you buy this product that says master resale rights. But again, every agreement is going to be different. We're going to take a look at a different one right now. So we're going to go inside of this one. It's called Cooking Healthy. It's a PLR package. And you'll notice here that it has a license. We're going to open up that license right now. Now, this is a one-page agreement. So one of the things you'll notice is that this vendor has said right away that you can't transfer this license. So even if you sell this product or use it as a bonus, you can't transfer the license. You're going to have to define your own. And you'll notice here that the vendor is giving you some of the rights. We're going to take a look at those right now. I'm going to size this up here. And so you can actually use this content where its express purpose is for you to republish as a newsletter. So they're giving you some things that you can do, right? And all of these things are really designed around you creating content. You'll notice here, though, that you can't claim copyright, right, to the original content, nor can you sell this as a PLR product. That's important to know. Nor can you offer it through an auction site or anything like that. So basically, you are not allowed to sell this content as is. You're going to have to change it and turn it into content. And this is a PLR product as defined by the person who's selling it. And so anytime that you buy something, you have to realize that the person who's actually doing the selling, they're going to determine what private label rights means. It's going to mean something different for every particular vendor. Now, let's take a look at another certificate. Okay, now I'm inside of some software this time, and you'll notice here the license is going to look a little different. It's actually in a text file. It's not in a PDF, but it's right here in the inside folder. We're going to open up that license, and we're going to take a look at it. You're going to notice that this is software, and the only thing that you cannot do is to sell the software with private label rights. So you don't get to put your name on it. You don't get to call it your own. You don't get to rebrand it. You are going to then be selling this software as is, but it's going to be the software as you bought it. Now, you can brand this software with what they call a brander. That's something that they give you, but you can't sell the brander. So basically what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to sell it with resale rights or master resale rights. The only thing that you can't do is to actually pass on the brander. So make sure that you understand that when you are actually using this package in order to beef up maybe your affiliate products or even to size up your particular products by adding this one. Again, you're going to be able to give resale rights. You just can't use the brander. We're going to take a look at one more PLR product here. We're going to open this one up. You're going to notice here that here's a package and you're going to have a license here. And it's actually going to be in a text file. Let's go ahead and open up that text file. And notice you can't sell this product, nor can you give away. What you can do is put your name on the sales letter. You can modify the email series. You can give away the email course to your opt-in subscribers. So what you'll need to do is to just make sure of what your rates are before you actually take a look at it. Now, if you can, obviously, you want to take a look at what the rates are before you actually buy it. But short of that, definitely as soon as you get your product, you want to open it up and then determine whether or not you can use it in your package the way you would like to. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using your PLR as a second or third upsell in your marketing funnel. Now there are going to be times when you're going to run out of content or any acceptable offer to add to your product launch. And just as a point of reference, most marketers add at least one upsell to their product. However, as you know, there are several parts to the standard theory of upsells in information products. While there are no hard and fast rules on how to create upsells in your business, most successful information products follow a pretty predictable pattern. After a buyer has purchased the front-end product, they'll typically be shown an upsell product. While the front end is typically a base model or basic model, the upsell is typically the upgraded, fully featured Pro version. Most marketers will already have this in place when they're putting their marketing funnel together for their product. Now, it's after that point that marketers and or entrepreneurs tend to have gaps in their offering or in their funnel. Now, the second upsell should typically be some kind of DFY or done-for-you implementation of the product. And this means that you have basically in this upsell made it easier and convenient for your buyer to get the results that you promised. Savvy marketers can or will use PLR as either the entire DFY solution or as a major part of it. Now, in some cases, there's even a third upsell, which is typically designed to help the customer maintain their results. Now, this means that the buyer is going to need some kind of resource on a regular basis, and that's going to require them, of course, to pay on a regular basis. Now, the content or membership can be as simple as you uploading content into a Facebook group or into a membership site. Alternatively, it can be as simple as delivering a link once monthly via an autoresponder. Regardless of the how, the third upsell can be content that you purchase and provide to your buyers via the membership process. Now, if you're going to have buyers pay you on a regular basis, you'll want to deliver new premium content on a regular basis. And you can use PLR to serve as that content for you. Now, for all intents and purposes, what you're offering in the third upsell is going to be a membership of some kind. And so that requires you to be able to source content, make sure it's of high quality, and to deliver it to your buyer. And in order to leverage your time, and often even to provide the highest quality to your customer, you want to consider buying high quality PLR or resale rights content. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using your PLR to create a coaching program. Now another great way to use PLR is to create and maintain a coaching program. Now since you're going to want to have a lot of resources for your customers to learn from, you're also going to want to have resources for them to use. And of course, you can purchase PLR for both of those purposes, both for them to learn from and for them to use. Now you want to make sure that you're going to get high quality vendors of written content especially. And then when you're using that content to give your students or your customers direction, you may have to tweak that content to fit the customer and the context they're in to move them from where they are at that particular time to the point B that they need to go in. So of course, if that's the case, you can't assume that the content that you're purchasing for your students can be used as is. Again, you've got to fit it not only in the context of your niche and the customer, but also where they are at the present time in your coaching program. You want to take time to prepare before each individual coaching session to make sure that you've created the necessary content to move them forward in that session. Now in this case, PLR is going to give you leverage from having to do the research as well as creating the components for your students to have for that session. And it is your job to make sure that each component that you give away in that session fits the context of that session. Now depending on the rights package you buy, you may want to use some of your PLR to give to your students the assets they need in order to execute your method. In other words, your method is probably going to be different in telling your student to do something than other people or other instructional methods. That means then that you're going to want to make sure that the content fits your method, that it is individual to what you say and what you have been teaching. And as is the case in any method, you want to make sure to use PLR in order to fill any gap in your knowledge or ability to teach the subject. That's always a good idea to use PLR to teach basic subjects that your customer needs to know, but that you don't have time to teach. For example, you may want to talk about a method that requires your customer to have a website. However, you don't want to spend your coaching time on website building. So this is a great time to use PLR videos in order to give to your customer as a reference in case he or she doesn't know how to build their own site. Now, coaching programs are always going to focus on the solution that you sold them in the sales page, and PLR should be used to cover the basic skills necessary to execute that solution. Now, if what you're doing is coaching someone on a specific topic, one of the best ways to get the information for them to prepare for that topic is for you to use PLR. In some cases, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be giving that member content, and then you're going to be tailoring it during your session to fit your program. Other cases, you're going to teach that actual content. And in that case, the best thing to do is to arrange the content into PowerPoint slides for you to present on a webinar or in some kind of online meeting that you're using in order to administer your coaching program. Now, another aspect of providing coaching artifacts is to give your students something to do between live sessions. What this means is that you will need to repurpose components like checklists and mind maps into step-by-step processes. What you'll also want to do then is to think about getting PLR video courses that show those intermediate steps between the points on your checklists and your mind maps. So let's go back to this example where we are going to be considering teaching on building a website, but we don't want to take the time to teach that part of the course. And of course, we're talking about then purchasing a set of videos that would teach us how to set up that WordPress website and use that as a bonus and put that along in our video course. Now, here's the only way that that really works in a coaching program. We've got to make sure that the video we purchase is an extremely high quality program. It's got to really give our students the same level of instruction that we will want them to have from us. We don't want to just give them a video course just for the sake of having a bonus or because it's easy. It's only going to give us leverage if it's at a level of something that we would actually buy, and definitely something that we would want to pass on to our customer. Now, following this, in any coaching program, we want our students to be able to take action on our suggestions. And the best way to do that is to give them the content and components with some of the steps already done for them. So not only are we giving them assets to do, we're going to actually go the next step in doing some of the process for them and giving it to them partially done so that they can have success or that they can overcome some of the barriers that they might have. It's a great role for PLR as long as we have the rights to the component to use them that way. And so PLR has a lot of variation in it that we can actually manipulate in order to give our customer contextually a way to succeed in our coaching program, as long as we're willing, number one, to give them the highest quality, and number two, to make sure it fits the context, and number three, to make sure that the intermediate steps are not the things that we focus on, but that we use PLR to bring our buyer up through those intermediate steps to our solution where our coaching takes over. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.